Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon. And before we start the Q&A, the President of SBP has a statement to read. Okay? So, Alpan Lilio.
Thank you, Chairman Ricky. Commissioner Willie, salamat. Governor Francis Chua, of course, Coach Tim Con, and to the media. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. I'll just read it para mas klaro na lang, no? Okay, on September 23, the curtains will rise at the Hangzhou Olympic Sports Expo Center in Hangzhou, China, for the 19th Asian Games, with 45 nations participating, including the Philippines, and 482 events offered. Against this backdrop and a sense of urgency, officials of the Sumahang Basketball ng Pilipinas and the Philippine Basketball Association met last Monday at the Diamond Makati Residences to discuss Gilas Pilipinas' participation in the quadrennial meet. Mindful that time is of the essence for a competitive team to be assembled, no minute was wasted to persuade the PBA's winningest coach with the intervention of San Miguel Corporation President CEO Ramon S. Ang to reconsider his early position and handle the national team. It is in the spirit of service to the country, the same moving force that brought together the corporate world's Ramon Ang and SBP Chairman Emeritus Manny V. Pangilinan to merge their strengths of business and sports that Barangay Ginebra coach Tim Con agreed. Joining Coach Tim at the Gilas Pilipinas bench for the Asian Games are SMC Sports Director Al Francis Chua as team manager and PBA Commissioner Willie Marcial as deputy team manager. Serving as Gilas assistant coaches are Richard Del Rosario with Jongyo Chico and L.A. Tenorio completing the coaching staff. The continued partnership between the SBP and the PBA with the concurrence of the league's team owners and Board of Governors has given impetus to a renewed collaboration specifically for the Asian Games. But it is aimed at further benefiting Philippine basketball as a whole. MVP and RSA stand in the forefront of the noble ambition to bring back the glory days of the sports Filipinos love the most. Both the SBP and PBA are right there with them. In closing, while we may have fallen a bit short of our expectation in the FIBA World Cup, I believe Gilas Pilipinas battled and fought well till the end of the group phase campaign. The team never gave up. It's never said thy spirit unwavering to the last. It is a firm personal belief now this Gilas Pilipinas team journeying to Hangzhou 2 weeks from now will never give up as well. It is written all over them. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Bago mag-question and answer, nagpapasalamat muna kami in behalf of the PBA sa mga team owners na pinayagan yung mga players, yung sakripisyo sa Board of Governors namin na sinamahan kami dito. Maraming salamat. At sa inyo, lalo sa kayo sa mga media na konting panahon lang nandito kayo. Maraming salamat. So, magsisimula na tayo ng question and answer.
Give her a mic so everybody can hear.
So, Coach, congratulations. I know it's a tough job, and it's hard to follow the Asian Games, being at the helm of the Asian Games after the World Cup. What were the considerations? How did you come out to this decision? How did you agree? Because you had earlier said that if Coach Chot steps down, that you would also as well. And then I wanted to get part two, if you could give us your thoughts on the World Cup and when you're going to start training.
That's a lot of questions.
Okay, just the first one, then it's okay.
First of all, let me just say I did this once before in 1998 And I think I sat at the same table in 1998, and there was like 5 press guys here to announce it, and maybe 1 camera. It's amazing how things have grown since that time, 1998. And that's, believe it or not, 1998 is very, very strong on my. It's always in my mind all the time because that was such a hard undertaking at that time, and to come here and do it again is kind of takes my breath away. But yes, I think I should make it clear that I joined the World Cup team aside from the obvious, giving back to the country in which I've grown up in, giving my family, giving my livelihood, my wife, my kids. That's always the number one thing why you serve your country. But aside from that, it was number one was to serve my friend, who was the head coach, Chot Reyes. That was my number one. He asked me, and I wanted to serve my friend. And number two, I wanted to have that experience and growth in terms of, being a part of the World Cup and seeing the World Cup and watching all the other coaches coach and being with these super talented players that we had and the players we were playing against. So it was really a growth experience for me as well. It was never my intention, as I think a lot of assistant coaches want to be the head coach eventually. It was never my intention to come in here and want to be the head coach. But given the time frame of only 2 weeks before we play, the preparation time, and so when Coach Al and the other Coach Al came in and spoke to me, it was we needed someone right now. So basically, I've done it, and I talked to Chot, and he gave me his blessing. I was the one I was most embarrassed for because I didn't want to follow Chot, but he gave me his blessing. He told me that he felt I was the best guy for the job, so that's given me confidence to step up and do it. And these guys have been behind me all the way. Of course, Boss, RSA, and MVP, they have also said really nice things, and so I just really feel everybody has my back on this. And so if everybody has my back, I feel like there's a chance that we can succeed, despite the fact that we're only 2 weeks away, despite the fact that we're not going to be able to have the intact team of the World Cup, which I felt had great chemistry towards the end. I thought Chot developed great chemistry with that team, and I felt if we could keep that team together, we'd really make some big noise in the Asian games. I don't know if people could match up. We would lose Jordan, of course, but we would get Justin. But I think that we could just keep right on moving. However, that's not the way it's going to be. We're going to have to kind of form a new team and get 2 weeks to go out and do it. But the key is that, again, I've got great backing behind me. This guy was calling me literally every 6 minutes yesterday. I mean, I shouldn't say this. I'm not even sure if he knows, but I was playing golf with Austin Reeves of the USA team and some of the US guys, and I was playing 9 holes, and I literally about ready to putt. Ding! Guy, I get on the next shot, ready to hit. Ding! Again. I mean, he was literally calling me every 6 minutes for like 3 hours. It was amazing. And he was like, it's all about, we're going to get this guy, we're going to get that guy, we can't get this guy, can't get this guy. So just the work that he put in right off the bat was amazing. Yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Yeah. Monday night? I think it was Monday night, yeah, Monday night. We got a meeting. It's today. Today's Thursday, yes. They talked to me Monday night, Monday evening. We have absolutely no idea yet. So we're still working on it. Still working on it. The ones we know that are not on it, may I say, we know that Kai's not going to be on it, AJ, all the guys from Japan, Dwight, they're not going to be able to make it. The guys from Korea are not going to be able to make it. So that's like 6 or 7 players right there that we've got to try to replace, in a minimum. No, I'm just a interim coach at this point. I think that if you remember back in 2019, we had the World Cup, and then the Southeast Asian Games SEA Games were coming up, and they asked me to do it, and I did an interim with the idea that after the games, they'd have a longer time to explore and try to find the right guy. So at this point, I'm just the interim. I'll go through the Asian Games and then give the SBP time to really explore and figure out the direction in which they want to go and the person they want to lead that thing. And I'm very, very good with that. I think that's the proper way to explore this whole thing. Go through it.
Yeah, I think first of all, thank you, Tim, for really agreeing to this. It was Monday night, but I think Francis Chua called it Tim, but he said think about it, but called back again in 6 minutes, and then said
He did call back.
make a decision, and he already said yes by then, because I think what he said was we have.
You were supposed to give me the next day. You called me back like an hour later.
As what Tim said, I think we're all behind him. The people on this table are all behind him, and we're putting all resources we can to obviously support these Asian Games. But yeah, that is the agreement, Paulino. It's really for the Asian Games. I think after the World Cup, after we sort of do a debrief also on what's happening in the World Cup, and the Gilas is maybe 15-20% of what the effort of the SBP during these last 3 weeks, right? So from the National Congress to the World Cup, really, Gilas is 15, at most 20% of the effort done by the team. So, and again, I'd like to publicly thank the 221 individuals in the LOC, the 1,000 volunteers that you see. I think you've experienced the games this last few weeks, and I think we have to debrief after that and also take a look at longer term what will be the program for the national team. We need to start preparing we qualified for the OQT next year. I've asked to be an observer on the central board meeting on Saturday. They're calling their first FIBA Central Board meeting on Saturday.